Hello everyone, we are here in Brussels, Belgium by the little boy Peen called Mannekin Pis, and we are going to take you on a tour of the three Peen statues here in Brussels, Belgium. So come along for this historical yet a little bit irreverent tour of Brussels.
Undoubtedly, Mannekin Pis, the little boy Peen, is one of the most iconic statues in all of Brussels. It is the icon of Brussels, Belgium. But what many people don't know is that this is just one of three Peen statues in Brussels. And so I thought it would be interesting to take a walking tour, but we're going to see all three of these Peen statues. But first, we need to get some breakfast. I know that sounds weird, but you just have to get breakfast in Belgium. It's a thing.
It's kind of cold today. We're about 40 degrees. It should warm up to about 50 degrees today, but it's better than yesterday when it was raining and hailing, so you never know in these March days what the weather is going to be like. Brussels is a medieval city, and so there's a lot of walls and gates. Yesterday I visited the outside gates at Hollandpoort, but this is one of the inner walls. In most medieval cities, you would have different sets of walls to retreat back to so that you could defend at different levels your city. So this is the inner wall here to the city. So we are right now in the square of Godfrey van Bouillon, and this is the Hotel Coudenberg, but this was one of the original palaces for Brussels back in the day. So this was one of the first palaces of Brussels. Not the current one, because the current one is just across the street over in that park. Let's see. Beautiful hotel though now. Doesn't even look like it's open. Let's see what it says here. It says this one was built in 1776. So 1776, that would have put it at the time of the American Revolution is when this was being built. It says it's a hotel, but it doesn't look like it's an open hotel. It looks like maybe they're trying to restore it. I can see why this was picked for the first palace. Well, not really the first palace, but the palace of 1776, because you have a beautiful avenue here, and it goes down to the Cathedral of St. Nicholas down there. You have a perfect view from here down into that area. This building here to the left is the Museum of Fine Arts. Contains the masters of Brussels. We'll not be going in, but the building itself is a beautiful building. Reminds me a lot of the Palace of Fine Arts in Mexico, but this one's got more of a, I guess you could say, a Greek view to it there. Nice palatial entrance. Just so many palaces that have been converted over the time. So again, another palace, but this one's now a museum that houses artwork. We're a little bit early. They won't be opening until like 10, so that's the main reason why we can't go in right now. This is the palace of Charles Lorraine, who was here in the statue. He was born in 1712. He was a governor and field marshal and defended Belgium in some of its wars during that time. And so he was honored with this statue. We're over by the Museum of Music here, and the architecture in some of these department stores is amazing. Coming slowly down into the main square here. I believe this is the Grand Place. So this would have been the foundational part of Belgium that was established in the medieval times in the 1300s. you have this wonderful garden. And then from here again, you have a view of that first palace area. Coming off of the Gardens of the Grand Place here, we have the Music Museum over here to the right. Looks like the National Library of Belgium here. Just a stunning view of the gardens here. That's pretty impressive. Over here is a statue dedicated to Prince Albert, who was also king, but they call him Prince Albert. And across is his wife, Elizabeth. Elizabeth was a beloved queen and princess of Belgium. Over here is the St. Marie Church as we get to where the square of Pottery, which would have also been a wall and a moat area actually. And this church is young. It's only from the 1800s.
Yes, only.
Yeah, so it's pretty young as far as Belgium goes. 1800s church there. And the bells are ringing, telling people go to morning mass, I guess. As expected, there's lots of chocolate shops here in Belgium. Belgium's food is known for chocolates, waffles, mussels, and beer. Those are the main things to eat when you are in Brussels. Oh, and one other thing I forgot too is Belgium is also known for its French fries. Can't forget that.
Oh yeah, because French fries came here up.
Yeah, French fries are actually not from France. They are from Belgium.
They actually came to America because Belgian soldiers in World War II gave them to their American
Yes.
comrades while they were fighting in the trenches.
So they should be.
Since the Belgians spoke French, the Americans assumed that it was French people giving them the fries, so just
Yep.
French fries.
Yep. But they really should be called Belgian fries. Well, she even has her own street named after her. This is her alleyway. Oh, and there's Banksy art.
Wow.
I think. Yep. Banksy is a thing over here. They even have a museum dedicated to some of his artwork that they found here in Brussels. We're just in some little alleyway here. We should be coming close to the first stop on this tour of the Pin statues, which is Jeanneke-Pis, which stands for Janet. We gotta watch out for cars. Usually this is walk only, but we're pretty early, so people are still making deliveries. And over here is the first of several Pin statues. They definitely drink a lot of beer here in Belgium. This guy is unloading a whole truck. I'm gonna make a video about the Pin statue, but got a little bit noisy, so this is more interesting. Look at everything they think they're gonna serve today. Okay, we have arrived to the first of our statues. This is Jeanneke-Pis, which stands for Jeannette. And she was built in 1985. She's relatively the newest of the Pin statues. And she was built to kind of commemorate women's equality, because the main Pin statue is the little boy. So if there's a little boy going pee, then a little girl can go pee too. And so that's what
Yes, quality.
Jeanneke-Pis stands for. 1989 statue, very whimsical statue of a girl peeing. I think, AJ, wasn't that amazing? It just gets better from here. We're about to go to our second stop. Can you believe it? Can you guess what's going to be peeing next around here?
A boy.
Nope. That's later, but we got a different one to see first. So let's go check it out. This is the Brussels Stock Exchange. The Brussels Stock Exchange was built in 1801 by order of Emperor Napoleon to force an exchange between Brussels and France.
I think during the Napoleonic years,
Yeah.
Napoleon actually annexed Belgium into France.
Yep, he did. So this was to increase trade between the two areas. Of course, Napoleon was defeated in 1810, but this is still a commercial center today. In these circles here, you can see the original foundations of the city. So many layers to this city. I mean, that's what happens really when you get a city that was developed since the 1300s. Is you just get layers and layers and layers. It just goes down, down, down. From here you can get a better view of the front of the stock exchange. Reminds me of New York Library. And of course, you got McDonald's everywhere. And an Irish pub, apparently. We're just going to continue walking down, following the downtown area. A lot of bars next to the stock exchange. Yes, in order to exchange money, you need to get drunk. This one's called The Machine. Lots of bars and discotheques and stuff. But we're going to go over this way a little bit. Want to know what happened to Rosita? Well, apparently she went to Belgium and opened up a cantina. So now we know what happened to Rosita. She went to Belgium. And she looks kind of angry. Here's our next statue. This is called Zinneke-Pis, which means the dog peeing. Yep. This is dedicated to dogs, but it's also a testament to animal rights, is what this statue is supposedly about. And again, it was installed in the 1980s to be a counterpart to the little boy peeing. So that's 2 out of 3, AJ. Amazing, right? I know, you didn't think you were gonna get this kind of culture. It's Manneken Cafe, but they forgot the H. I really need to hire a better sign guy. Oh well, next time. If you need a public restroom, they're free here. You just have to go behind there and you got all the privacy you need. Free bathroom right there. You see a lot of cartoon artwork here on the walls here, painted. 2 very famous cartoons in Belgium are Rin Tin Tin. Looks like Rin Tin Tin style. But then the other that most people know are the Smurfs. Peyo was from Belgium, so the Smurfs from the 1980s are from Belgium as well. So Belgium has had a history of having some very creative cartoon stuff going on. So you'll see a lot of cartoon museums, a lot of cartoon theaters. It's very popular here. Cartoons are a thing. A style store here. Belgium is really known for its style. Lots of stylish women's clothing here. Everybody dresses up very well here. I'm kind of out of place in my hat. And then you got some stuff to my right, which looks even crazier, but that's not very stylish to dress up in that stuff. Tomb of Charles Bull and Karl Bull. Charles Bull was the governor of Brussels in 1899. And this is Fortier from 1320. Some prominent governors who were buried here. And we are coming into the Great Place Square, the Grand Place Square, pretty much established in 1691 as the Town Hall Square. In the 1300s, this was the Town Hall Square for Brussels. And so it's amazing medieval architecture here. I got all the saints up on the wall there. gonna go see if we can go into this courtyard here, see what's inside. I don't know if they'll let us, but we'll try. The City Hall. It's closed today. We can just admire the courtyard. It says you can visit inside City Hall from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. So maybe if we come in the afternoon, if we come back, I don't know. But at least we got to see the hallway. So very medieval architecture there. Except everything here is an amazing architecture here. And I thought those were saints, but those are past governors of Brussels. That's who all these are. They're all the past leaders of Brussels, including some saints too, but mostly governors and queens of Prince and Princesses of Brussels. Their AJ is Beer World. Inside the stock exchange there, on the back of the stock exchange is Beer World Museum. Yep. We're trying to get to the metro station, but I thought that was a bakery, and you can see them making the bread. Starts out this size and ends up that size. That's a huge piece of bread right there. Over there is the Royal Theatre. Royal Theatre of Montley, it says. Kind of have a rustic feeling to some of these buildings. You can see they're all made with bricks, all the buildings. And we're almost to our final destination on this Peen fountain tour. And here he is, the little boy Peen, the symbol of Brussels. They think that he was built in 1388. But this version actually is from 1712, and I'll get to that story in a second. So he was built in 1388. There's 3 different legends associated with the little boy Peen. The first legend is that there was a story about a little toddler who saved the city from a fire by peeing on it. The second one was that there was a toddler associated with a war in the 1700s, and he peed on one of the other generals, and that gave everybody the courage to fight longer. And then the third one is that he peed on a different guy in a different war and got that general sick, and so that's why he was a hero to the city. This statue has been tried to be stolen several times, but in 1712 it was stolen and it was broken apart, but they found it. It was an ex-convict who stole the statue. They found it and put it back together, and so since 1712 he's been here in this spot, and he sometimes has different outfits to him. There's actually a museum just around the corner where you can see all the different outfits for the little Peen boy. But that is our tour of the Peen statues. If you take this tour, it's about 2 miles round trip, and you see a lot of downtown Brussels. So it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but it's a very good tour.